Warning, the voices heard in this video are made synthetically using artificial intelligence. Nothing in this video reflects anything actually stated by the real-life individuals involved. This video is for entertainment purposes only, and serious political content will be avoided for that purpose. Enjoy!
Lovely viewers, let us regale you with the smell of lush lilies and live the lyrical landscape of Leliana's song.
Perfect alliteration. Joe, you really nailed the theme of this special episode.
Oh shit, let me try. Greetings, gorgeous gamers. It's your go-to-gym, George here.
Not bad for a first try, George, and viewers. Welcome our special guest for this special episode.
If you're wondering if Donald is gone or locked up, that's hilarious, but no. Unfortunately, he will be back next week. He just didn't want to watch me play this DLC.
His words when we called him and asked if he was coming today were, and I quote, "Fuck Joe and his boring bards. Special episode, if there's no goth. Mommy or our warden, I'm not playing it. But not to worry, because George just so happened to be nearby. And as a former president, he still meets the one and only criteria."
Yeah, even though I have never played this game, and my only experience was whatever the hell that inflated tentacle monster was buried here, yaps nonstop about it during our presidential Dungeon and Dragons sessions, and he tells me this game has huge inspiration from D&D, so I figured I'll see what it's about as our group's resident dungeon master.
And for that, we thank you, George. Anyways, this scene is straight out of Borderlands, and these will be our 3 party members for this story. It's kind of a benefit you being here, George, since usually people playing this story already know the entire plot, but you will be experiencing this blind. It's also a good way to get you started, since you don't need to know much, other than we are a spy organization known as Bards, doing a mission in a foreign country. And the main character of this story, Leliana, is the important companion in our main playthrough of Dragon Age.
Yeah, believe me, I know about the redhead. Joe always asked me to put a character with her exact likeness and French accent in our D&D campaign so we can date her.
Well, at least you're prepared for the degeneracy levels, at least.
So that chick is our boss. Why did she whisper in our ear like that? Is there a Bard HR department I can talk to about these working conditions?
Well, she's our Bard master, but she's also our current girlfriend, George.
If you ever mention that again, Barry, I will go DEFCON 1 in here.
Well, as Donald would probably say, Joe has to sit in the cuck chair today while playing. But our boss is our girlfriend. That one end, well, you should never shit where you eat.
Agreed, George. We will have to see how well this turns out, won't we?
Even though he's not here, Donald would have probably liked Tug. He's just the character for him.
I know you miss him, Joey, but I'm sure you'll see him soon.
Oh God, I hope not. Believe me, I'm fine without the basic Bard comments or the separate gravitational pull in the Oval Office when he enters.
Damn, Joe, I didn't know you've been practicing your full court shots.
It's really ironic that where we spawn in this DLC is the house where we start Leliana's companion quest in the base game.
Good catch off the bat, Joe. I can already tell I won't have to lore dump nearly as hard as I normally do if you're this locked in. We also visit that house later to restock halfway through the story.
Damn, Joey's stealing from a poor box. What a rebel.
Just role-playing the character properly, George. Plus this comes full circle later.
Good point, Joe. George, it will make sense at the end of this story. Also good shit grabbing this side quest, Joe. We just have to find 2 other notes. One right around the corner, and one is where we spawned in by Marjolaine's house.
Just to make sure the goal here is switch the items in the chests between the others, right?
That's one of 2 ways, yes, and the way that gives the most experience.
All right, bet. That's the way I'll go then.
Wait, so if we are bards, why aren't we whipping out our lute and drums to cast spells on these guards? Also, why didn't we roll initiative?
Oh, right. George, bards are not magical in this setting. They are normal musicians. However, bards can also refer to an individual who is a spy using their charismatic and performative skills to gain information, assassination, and other spy duties. Leliana, for example, is a storyteller and singer, but her in-game class is actually a rogue.
We don't have initiative in this game either, George. It's a real-time tactical game, not turn-based.
Oh, hey, right, okay, so we got a rogue wizard and a fighter, a pretty classic RPG group we have here. That's too bad they aren't a magical bard. I was really looking forward to some shatters and vicious mockeries.
We would have to play Baldur's Gate 3 to get those, George.
That game was great as a veteran D&D player. If y'all ever do a president's play of that game, I call being the 4th.
Well, we already have a full schedule, George, but if we ever have the free time, I will let you know.
Going on to that classic RPG group, George. It's funny you say that because a Dwarven warrior, human rogue, and a mage is basically our standard group in the base game anyway.
True makes it easier on you too, Joe. It's like riding a bike. Our party hasn't changed much at all.
So we're just doing some frame jobs, more or less, pretty standard stuff, though I feel like games don't pull those off well usually. I saw my grandkids play the Elder Scrolls series, and the frame jobs there are so basic it's kind of sad.
That's a good point. Open world RPGs boast how much you can do in their games, but they rarely offer the complex mechanics needed to keep that promise. How cool would it be if in Skyrim, for example, you wanted to lock Nazim up so you steal from the blacksmith and plant the stolen goods in his house and then tip the guards off to get him arrested, like not needing a quest to do that, just something you could do in your free time.
Until the Elder Scrolls offers fun like that, I will stick to Baldur's Gate and Dragon Age. Thank you very much.
Wait, we are disgracing this guy by killing him and his friends. What kind of samurai code do we have going on here?
Apparently we are not killing him. We are just non-lethally shooting and stabbing him.
Good job getting the job done, I guess, though don't think you can shoot an arrow in someone's neck in my game and say you're doing it non-lethally, boys.
Aw, but that's part of the fun of D&D, George. Well, these first few fights are pretty simple in nature since it's supposed to be a tutorial. Don't forget to steal his underwear. It will be a surprise tool that will help us later.
Your ass would be the one to remember to grab a dude's underwear.
Boom, get fucked, oh trauma.
Did you just call me Otrama?
So let's go see what this mage cache has in store for us.
Looks like it spawned a guy.
Holy shit, did that guy just teleport? That's like a 7th level spell slot right there. This dude means business.
It's not D&D, George, but yeah, we don't see much teleportation in the Dragon Age series. This dude means business, but he shouldn't be that difficult to handle.
Bro somehow has a golem too. Despite those being rare as hell, this is gonna be a long fight.
He must be loaded to have a damn stone golem that's like 80,000 gold right there, bro. It's the Jeff Bezos of this world.
Damn it, George. Again, this is not D&D. I assure you. Golems are actually free to make, they just cost a human life, since every golem is actually a person fused with stone magically and controlled through control rods.
So the price of a mortal life is about 80,000 gold. I will make sure to tell Withers that answer next time I do my next run.
Just let it go, Barry. He's already decided this in his head.
Yeah, something tells me so many people are going to be confused by the end of the day.
I'm not confused at all. I have a perfect understanding of Dragon's Gate Original Sin. I could probably show you too how it's done in a 1v1.
George, I love you, but you're blowing smoke out your ass faster than you blow smoke on the steel beams.
Holy shit. We are going to move on past this. Well, make sure to loot this guy once you take him down. He has some really good items, like items that would be almost broken in the base game of Origins.
It feels weird using Leliana as a two-hander instead of an archer. But at the start, she isn't built as a pure archer like she is in the base game. Her skills are sort of all over the place.
True, but you will find we get levels much faster than in the base game, so you will be able to build her up shortly.
Holy shit, a ring that gives plus 10 spell power. That's actually so overpowered. And the cache had a ring that gives plus 5 dexterity.
Plus 5 dexterity is insane. That basically makes you God in most RPGs.
Stats are not as impactful in this game as some other games like Fallout or D&D, George. But yeah, this ring is not an Awakening or Origins, probably because of how much free eats that would be in Origins.
Now, boys, y'all better not do what I think you're about to do with that unconscious man looking at you, Barry.
Why specifically me?
Donald showed me the first 10 minutes of that Redcliffe episode during his golf game with me and Poe.
Who the hell is Poe?
It's Maury Scrub, try to keep up.
Well, how the hell was I supposed to know that?
I don't know, not be a bitch would be a good first start anyways. Barry, dish out what we're supposed to do here. I know you're good at that.
All right, whatever. Well, we have to frame this guy for crimes because Marjolaine has beef with him for some reason. We actually have a lot of options to do this, but if you plant all the stolen goods on him from those chests earlier, then place the underwear. On this guy's dead body, you can get an achievement and some extra dialogue.
Well, I don't want to make her happy anyway, so I'll just put this dude's body next to him and keep it moving.
I noticed you put the ring on him, too. I would probably try and get that back, Joe. Even though you can place it on him, it doesn't actually help the quest or get the best ending.
Yeah, I placed it by accident. I'm going to go back also. This guy has the first armor piece for battle dress on him. You want to go over that, Barry?
Good call, Joe. So viewers, this is another achievement we can get in this DLC. There are 6 pieces, and once you collect all 6, you get an achievement and a chest piece, both in this campaign, as well as the base game, and Awakening for all future characters. We will point out where they are if anyone needs a guide of this DLC.
Well, looks like mission complete, boys. Time to grab our paycheck and go out for beers. Wait, what is happening? I smell some sus shit about to happen.
Oh God, boys,
Deep scissoring in the middle of Degenerate streets is actually crazy.
Hey guys, did you know I helped co-write Leliana's song? And originally this scene was 100 minutes long and would be the extended version of Two Girls, One Cup.
God damn it, what's Horny Bill doing here? I didn't sign up for this shit.
I have no idea. Bill, why are you back already? There's no way you needed another naked sax session this quickly.
Joe texted me you needed a third for your playthrough today, so here I am.
God damn it, Joe. I told you hours ago I got George for this.
Yes, and I texted Bill hours ago that we are good and don't show up because George is here.
I didn't get shit Bidenator.
Joe, I just checked my phone and you sent that text to me and even called me, Bill, how the hell are you president? And you can't use Messenger.
I usually get Camilla to do it. The small letters are difficult.
Jesus Christ.
Well, hey, I'm down to make this threesome a foursome if Greasy George is down to clown.
Call me that shit again, Billy boy, and he'll put you over my knee so damn fast.
Don't threaten me with a good time, Georgie.
Okay, phrasing please, and fine, Bill, since you came all this way, you can stay, but don't instigate shit, and absolutely no using any phrase with age or clock again.
Fine, I'll lower my cool by about 20% Barack.
Oh boy, I can tell a good heist setup when I see it.
Seems like the Earl of Degenerate is always away from his estate. First in this DLC, then in the City Elf origin. Bro should rent it out as an Airbnb at this rate.
Have you seen the dude's son? I would be making milk trips every goddamn week if I had him as my son.
That's a good observation, Bill. It's even thought that Vaughn had his father killed before he reached Ostagar in order for him to gain the Arlship early. Can't really blame him for wanting to stay away from that dude.
Wait, what makes this dude's son so bad, guys? Every boy needs his dad, right?
I'll be your daddy, Georgie.
Bill, please, but George, you'll see what we are talking about shortly. Trust me.
I assure you boys it was imperative to the plot to make Marjolaine seductive and hot.
Decide who to blame. We are just the enablers of the game. That's it. Now we split to divide the girl.
I swear the game designers must love the Degenerate estate. This is one of 3 times in this game we break into here.
Insurance premiums for the estate must be absolutely insane, especially with all the crime circles in Degenerate.
I like to think Housefall came not from capturing Enora, but because he was holed up in Denara's estate, where the place gets broken into every other week and there's 40 different openings to infiltrate from.
Well, looks like we already fucked up the stealth segment, boys. Time to run it back.
You didn't pay attention to what my girl just said, did you, bozo? My perfect angel said tonight is not about stealth.
Actually, George, despite this being a heist, there's no way to fully stealth this segment. BioWare never really figured out how to make a heist fully in stealth until like Dragon Age 2. Despite there being stealth mechanics in this game, they aren't fleshed out enough to have segments that you can clear without fighting enemies.
I might love Dragon Age 2, but that stealth segment is so bare bones, it's pretty boring. George, maybe we can show you what we mean when we get there.
Great, can't wait to see that like next year, given the editor's slow ass. That scrub really needs things like an income, and sleep sounds like a skill issue to me.
Actually, now that you mention it, Barack, I wonder if it is impossible to avoid major fights in the game with stealth. I know there's plenty of segments where you have to kill something to get the next quest chain, but it might be interesting to see how many fights are optional.
Good point, Bill. Maybe that's something I will try in my free time and let the viewers know. Could be an interesting video idea in the future.
So if stealth isn't supposed to be used to sneak past people, what is the point of having a stealth tree in this game, Obama?
Well, George, stealth in this game is used more tactically. You can use it to scout ahead and clear out traps, or get the jump on a fortified enemy group, and even reposition yourself in combat if your stealth skill is high enough. It has its uses, especially if your player character is a rogue.
Which is probably why we never do it in our own playthrough, being honest.
A full stealth segment is always a big plus in any RPG, but at least there is some use for it in this game.
A big use at that. George, I recommend anyone looking to mix up their next Origins playthrough to play a rogue who uses stealth and poisons as much as possible.
Kinky shit going on in the Degenerate dungeons as per tradition.
So here is that ass wipe son that we were talking about, Georgie. Does he look like someone who needs pity?
Well, damn, we are just going to sit here and listen to that happen? Why don't we get in there and take out the garbage?
Unfortunately, we can't kill him here. It would mess with the timeline of Dragon Age, but keep watching our series. We will make sure that we get some get back later in the series.
Based as Hellboys, can't wait to see you bending him over.
I'm sure you would like that.
Good one, George. Anyway, viewers, the second piece of armor is in this iron chest here. Don't forget to grab it.
Come, Commander. Let's see your little dragon.
Damn, I wish that was me right now. Boys, my dragon could use a fresh dungeon if you catch my meaning.
First off, fuck you, Billy Boy. I know that was targeted at me. Secondly, I'm sensing a theme here, boys. Joe was sitting in the cuck chair earlier when Marjoline scissored Leliana, and now Leliana is sitting in the cuck chair since that guard's about to plow her girlfriend senseless. This is some cuckception right here.
Interesting way to put it, George.
She's on the rebound, boys. It's time to make my moves.
I can give you a few pickup lines, Joe, if you want.
Hell yeah, Bill, hook me up. That's why you're my favorite Democrat.
Wait, Joe, I got you into this party. How am I not your favorite?
You were like my third favorite Barry.
Who the hell is the second?
Get fucked a blama.
Anyway, it's kind of crazy to see. So many mages in this DLC already. Aren't these guys supposed to be locked up in the towers? This is the second one we've seen. And I guarantee we are going to see more scattered about.
Why wouldn't they have mages, though? Aren't those guys like overpowered or something?
Well, hang on, boys. Uncle Bill has got you first off, George. If you weren't a casual, you would know that magic
fuck you.
has severe society limitations that force mages to be observed in towers called circles, unless there is times of war or other specific circumstances, but something you might not know is that. Leliana's song takes place still during Ferelden's formative years, and they were experimenting with larger mage freedoms early on before succumbing to locking them in towers like everyone else.
Wait, that's what they were showing here? I have literally never heard of that, Bill. That's the amazing bit of lore.
Now, I just pulled that out of my ass. The game designer and EA just thought mages are cool and wanted to put a few in the mission to spice up gameplay. I had you all going there, though.
That bedroom chest looks pretty important, boys.
You would be right, George. The third armor piece is inside there.
Guys, I can't open it. I think this is Jover.
Not a big deal. We come back here shortly. And you should have an extra level or two. Just upgrade your locking more, and we will be set.
So can one of you explain what's going on here? Like, I know our girlfriend lied, but this girl looks really freaked out over what she is seeing, but on my end, all I see are blurry polygons.
So there's two countries you have to understand about here. George, Leliana, and Marjoline are from Orlais, and we are currently in the neighboring country of Ferelden. Ferelden was previously occupied by Orlais before a rebellion that took place about 20 years ago. At the time of this story, gained Ferelden independence. Those documents were Orlesian troop movements sent by Marjoline to a Ferelden noble, which meant she was selling troop movements to a non-allied country, aka treason.
Damn, so she's been a bad girl and not in the fun way, huh?
Exactly, now you're speaking my language, Georgie. Also, we modeled this couple argument here after me and Hillary's fights.
Not surprising, Bill. If I had to deal with your under-the-desk ass, I'd be more stressed than you and Donald under oath.
Oh shit, that was ancient pull.
Okay, if I buy you two, your first couples therapy appointment, can we move on to the plot of this video game we are playing?
Why does that sound familiar, Barry?
Sure thing, Barack, I can move on from old Georgie here if he does the same. So we have a chance to talk to our high squad here. Do you plan on doing that, Joe?
Probably not, Bill. Sketch is kind of cool, but there's not anything terribly interesting about either. I know Sketch is in two, but that's the only interesting fact I have for either of them.
Yeah, I can kind of tell these guys are temporary companions meant for a one-shot and nothing more. All writers are guilty of that from time to time.
Right on the money, George. They are both outsiders who found themselves employed in the Bardic game because they didn't fit into Orlesian society. Tug was a dwarf born in the Dwarven capital, but had to leave for unknown reasons, and Sketch found himself in a life of crime because he was a mage who didn't want to live locked up in a tower, like what Bill was talking about earlier. Both Sketch and Tug bonded over being outsiders among Orlesian society, and that explains their camaraderie now.
Oh wow, that's so wholesome. It's good to see a simple bromance in games. I'm glad they can be good buddies.
Yeah, it sure is great, Georgie.
Let's move on, shall we? I got to go back to the estate and unsteal these documents now.
Why did y'all move on as soon as I mentioned the bromance that sus as hell?
We just have a lot to do, George, anyway. I put more points into lockpicking, so I have enough to open that chest to get the third piece.
Yeah, and we have a few fights we have to get through. We will skip through some of the uninteresting ones, as per usual, since a lot of these fights are just more armed guards that we have been fighting for the last half hour.
Yeah, George, we don't want Joe to have too big a skill issue. These next few segments can go pretty hard.
All right, fuck me, I guess so. Is it just me, or did our girlfriend run off super quick there?
Well, that Merc dude is still around. Maybe she wanted round two, George.
Careful, Bill, don't ruin the whole story too early.
Who shit my bad? Yeah, George. She just really had something not bad to take care of.
Oh no, who killed those hairless hamsters who could have done this dastardly deed?
They were dog chow, George. This was a kennel for guard dogs.
Oh damn dogs, 1 hamster 0, press F for the hairless hamsters, boys.
Bro is really pressing F for some chicken nuggets.
Damn Joe, you're really clearing through these guys easily for playing on the hardest difficulty.
My love for my waifu gives me strength.
If this girl is just one member of your core squad, y'all must have an easy time playing this game. She is definitely the carry of the team.
I think you just jinxed it, Georgie.
Hell yeah, George. Wait, why is my future sight going absolutely crazy right now about this door?
You're what?
Don't ask, it's a whole separate lore drop we have to get through, and I only have so much time in the day. We could skip this fight, but the armory does have the 4th armor piece for the battle dress. So let's see your moves here, Joe.
I'm glad I spent more money on bombs. I might have to use most of my supply here. Thankfully, we have my clutch queen Leliana here with us. So we can't fail, especially with a hot arrow of slaying for the mini-boss.
Nothing better than a badass waifu securing the win. It works here, and it works in Overwatch.
I don't know if that's the takeaway, Bill. I think the takeaway is how great rogues are in Origins, because of how much utility and abilities rogues have.
Nah, screw you, Barry. Put my waifu back on her pedestal.
Okay, big dog, feel your feelings, I guess.
Better clutch up here, Joe. Sketch is going down. If you don't get this W, you'll have to take back my praise I gave your waifu earlier.
Oh no, Joe, how will you ever finish without praise from Daddy George?
Phrasing, please. Also, if this isn't proof as to how butt-clenching Origins. Gameplay is on Nightmare. I don't know what will.
Ass clencher or no, looks like I clutched this shit. Viewers, don't forget to loot the armor stand for the 4th piece and a really good heavy armor.
Time for Tug to get a upgrade right, boys.
Yeah, sure thing, George.
Yeah, he's gonna do great now.
Be more guards out here.
Well, it looks like we made it out safe and sound. Even that alarm stopped blaring. I'm glad these guards have GTA logic.
Oh, she made it out.
Our girlfriend made it out too.
Isn't she
We are
funny?
totally in the clear. What could possibly go wrong?
I thought the ones
Y'all
that
are being
they must
optimistic
be
as hell on getting sis vibes from everyone here.
We can
If
tell
I was
about
Leliana,
the
I would keep
They
running
must
right
be
now.
an embassy.
I don't know
What
why
is
she
the
stopped to
position?
chit-chat with anyone.
Well, horny brain makes you do some crazy things, believe me.
Don't you mean love, Bill?
What the hell is that?
I'm sorry I brought us back here, Marjolaine. Don't be. You were perfect.
Leliana, no!
See, this is why I maintain you don't shit where you eat.
This is not the kind of penetration I like.
Heavy pause.
The biggest pause, what the hell?
That's it, boys, get my belt.
I like where this is going, Georgie.
Bill, take a cold shower during this cutscene. But I know I clown Leliana a little for not being over her ex, but after seeing her get stabbed by her and then tortured by her ex's new man, I can kind of understand the trauma. I still wouldn't date her myself, but I understand it.
You just aren't committed to fixing her like I am Barry. True Leliana fans want to protect their mentally ill princess.
Leliana fans were the original Shadowheart fans, it looks like.
Honestly, not a terrible comparison. Even Geider compared a few Baldur's Gate companions with Dragon Age companions. I saw one last year where he compared Fenris to Astarion because of their shared trauma and hidden depth.
Yeah, also, they are both edgy elf twinks.
Facts.
Damn, it looks like Leliana spilled a lot of raspberry jam on the floor when trying to make some toast.
You all can lick my elder nuts, George. Leave my poor girl alone. She's struggling out here.
Joe, you literally said you were going to do some despicable shit while she was in chains just a few episodes ago.
I have no idea what you were talking about. I would never say anything lewd like that.
Jesus Christ. Well, thankfully, Dorothea is coming in clutch with the rescue.
A third French girl? Ominous, what's her deal, boys?
She is the Pope George.
Oh shit, her holiness. And here I am underdressed.
Take another.
Well, actually, she's not the Pope yet, Bill. She's only a revered mother right now. She doesn't become the divine until the events of Dragon Age 2 begin, but we will meet her in a bit. George, first we got to do a prison break sequence.
Hell yet time to gather up our boys again.
Why are you defeating?
I guarantee this will go as well for the party as it did when they broke out of Green Dolphin Street prison in Part 6.
At your loss.
Foreshadowing incoming.
Ominous or no, it's time to lock in, Joe. We have some big stakes.
It's literally a video game, you damn nerds. They are ones and zeros.
Now the roleplay reason is valid, Joe. You go right on with that shit. Bill, this is one of several reasons why I don't let you join in presidential D&D, because you metagame like crazy.
I don't want to play your dice rolling simulator unless I can bang some demons and dragons anyway. And not no fade to black, we are adults, I want that shit in detail.
Sketch.
So you're telling me they made Sketch change clothes, but not Leliana? How gentlemanly of them.
That's not even the big question there, George. Sketch is a mage, he doesn't need armor or weapons to do some serious damage. How hasn't he broke out himself? He could have just lit these guards on fire.
Bro isn't even helping us right now, and we are in the same room. How rude.
He clearly is having some stomach problems. Give him a minute to let it pass, boys.
The cope is insane right now.
Yeah, Sketch might have been useful in this party, but he's not exactly a badass main character who could solo these guards. As we have seen in this DLC, and later in Dragon Age 2, he's a bit cowardly.
Oh, look, it's John Humanson, the average human fighter in every RPG. Too bad he's built the same as my boy Tug. We won't be keeping him too long, I imagine.
For sure. Oh no, looks like there's more guards. Time to show off your mage skills, Joe.
Don't worry, Barry, I got this.
So you know you can equip everyone now that you have all our gear from that chest. Right, we don't have to go full unarmed monk in this fight.
Oh, yeah, I totally know I could do that, but where's the style in that bill?
Moving on, we are going to equip the squad and come right back to you, viewers.
All right, Barry, get ready with some deep breathing. Okay, we're gonna need it.
Wait, what happened?
I'm sorry, George, they killed Tug. He died, so Sketch wouldn't be tortured.
Those bitches killed Tug. He was my favorite Age of Dragons character.
Welcome to sentences that have never been said.
Boys, I have officially decided that Marjeline and everyone else from Fantasy France have oil and need some freedom. My fellow Americans, who is with me?
Probably like half the player base, George, most people hate Orlesians.
I can loan you a good general for that crusade later on in this playthrough, depending on what happens, George.
Yeah, no, fuck that noise, Barry. You already know what our plan is for that guy in our playthrough anyway. Let's give John the human Tug's weapon for some get back. Kind of weird they give the item as a gift, but there's no approval or stat buff in this DLC, so there's no point in it being a gift. But moving on, viewers, right across from this room where we find Tug, we can find the 5th piece of the battle dress armor, so make sure you grab that.
Good shit taking point on that one, Joe. Honestly, everything in this room is pretty good to loot. We have a unique armor and plenty of money.
BioWare stays loyal to the loot fest nature of its DLC. You're welcome for that one, viewers.
We've been building up a good body count of these bitches, but it's not enough to avenge my boy Tug. Keep going, Joey.
Oh shit, this next fight looks annoying as hell. We are actually outnumbered, and they have a mage like 100 miles away from the entrance.
This is a difficult fight, but most of the difficult fights in this DLC have the same strategy. Just focus down the mage first, and the other low-tier scrubs will crumble shortly after.
Oh shit, crushing Prism. Even when Donald isn't here, his mage curse is still lingering around this game.
Skill issue at this point, and that's all she wrote for John Humanson. What's the moves, Joe?
Time to break more ankles and use more bombs. Hopefully Sketch can finish the 1v1 while I take on all these dudes at once.
I like where this is going, Joe. Take those dudes to the back rooms.
I'm not even going to say it anymore. Joe, just keep breaking ankles.
No worries with that. You still have one more safe zone with the shop before this DLC ends. I gotta say though, I think you fumbled making Leliana a archer instead of a dual-wield rogue in this expansion, at least Joe. Since you were given a tank and a mage whose primary specialization is healing as party members, you really need that extra bit of damage on higher difficulties. Dual-wield Leliana is great, especially since you have played most of this expansion controlling her anyway.
Yeah, but Leliana is already an archer in our main campaign. I wanted to keep that going.
Leave it to Bill to not want to respect the lore consistent reasons.
Leave it to George to stick to the inefficient traditions just because he doesn't want to expand his palette. If you went dual-wield rogue, this fight would have already been over, Joey boy.
Honestly, doing the math in my head and accounting for the symmetry of the enemies and the even fights, you're right on the money there, Bill Good cooking.
They don't call me Based Bill for nothing, Obama.
And no one among us was shocked to hear that. Apparently someone dropped a flashbang in this fantasy dungeon, though, Jesus Christ.
Well, that's the expansion viewers. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you all on the next one. Oh, okay, never mind.
She's a runner, she a track star.
I already made that joke, Bill.
Oh, my bad, I'm not up to date on the lore.
Damn, you know my girl stays strapped no matter what.
Pulling a dagger on a priest is crazy work, but I got to respect it anyway, so this is the chick that saved us, right?
Right you are, George. Ironically, this conversation here is probably the most important reason to play through this DLC. While sure it's cool to highlight an important character, like Leliana, we didn't need to play through this story really, since Leliana painted a pretty clear picture of her origin before in the base game.
That is heresy. This is the best DLC in the business. And this story has details Leliana left out in the base game.
It also has the goat tug.
Both true, but moving on to my point, this DLC is important for the lore of the later games as it introduces us to Dorothea, who will later become the next divine up to Inquisition. This is important because it highlights the relationship between Leliana and Dorothea, which explains why she becomes the right hand of the divine by the time of Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition. Without this DLC, we would have no idea why Leliana became close with the divine and would have to fill in the gaps.
It also gives us a little bit of cope for why Leliana is hardened, regardless of your choice in Origins. She owed Dorothea here so much that she was willing to do renegade actions here despite the encouragement of the Warden to do otherwise. Also, this shows us what person Dorothea is off the bat. She's not afraid to do the dirty deeds, but she isn't able to do those deeds herself.
Not to get too political here, but I think that might be something everyone in this room can relate to.
Facts. Not to say that Dorothea herself is completely useless. She definitely is one of the more proactive divines in the series. It's respectable that she tried to keep the mages under wraps before the Kirkwall Circle erupted in war, and she even calls a summit to try and stop the Mage Templar War from seeping into the lives of the common folk.
I suppose you think this gives us a common cause. In my profession, common
Looks like she still fucks up sometimes by being down horrendous for Marjolein, though.
So wait, Marjolein stole those troop movement plans from Dorothea here by seducing her. Marjolein must have gotten a nat 20 on the persuasion check to pull that one off.
Seducing a priest is crazy work. I know we are trying to get back, but I have to give some props to Marjolein, for that piece of work girl has major league riz, as the kids say.
Glaze her up all you want, she's dead in our game anyway. And even the canon lore assumes the Warden made her bite the curb, so it's a moot point.
God damn, that's cold, Joe.
Just wait. I'm going to go frigid soon. Believe it, me and Bill have something cooked up anyway. Viewers, don't forget to snoop through Dorothea's desk here. She has the 6th and final piece for the battle dress. Now we are dripped out for the final fight.
Well, all that and we don't have enough strength to wear it.
God damn it.
I believe the phrase is massive skill issue.
No worries, I think Lem has a tomb or two that we can use to boost our levels a little so we can equip it. Otherwise, well, at least we gave a guide for our viewers.
That's my goat Lem always coming in clutch. He even says screw Marjolaine too, which is probably why he skips town to head to Kirkwall.
I like how they took the time to continue the story of a few of these guys.
Guess we are checking in on John Humanson too, bro. Doesn't look like he has much going on.
Wait, his voice sounds familiar. Barry, do that thing you do where you identify someone's voice.
I don't remember signing up for that job, Joe, but okay, Silas is voiced by Adam Howden, who also voices Anders in Dragon Age 2. He got a major upgrade from Origins, going from voicing very small side characters to a pivotal companion.
Old Anders and his Cullen voice is better, but this guy still did good work, got to respect it.
We can check on Sketch here too. As I mentioned earlier, he reveals that Tug was goading the commander's guards to focus on him so that Sketch wouldn't be tortured. Probably the darkest bit of information here, probably tied with how Leliana was betrayed by her girlfriend.
Poor Sketch here, we are going to get some major get back from this commander here, as well as any fantasy French people we meet.
George may be the first Dragon Age player to beef with Orleans over Tug. I guess if nothing else, it's a unique experience. Just leave me a few French beauties, big dog, as a presidential favor.
Yeah, you can shove that presidential favor up your ass, you kinky bitch. I don't owe you a favor after how you left the Oval Office like a frat house back in 2001. You could have cleaned up after yourself.
You're still on about that, Georgie? I guarantee none of us but Barack even remember what we were doing in 2001. You got to move on, man.
Yo, boys, I appreciate this lore drop, but can we get back on track, please?
Yeah, because before we proceed, Barry, can you explain why Dorothea is so hard over the treason documents? It's not like troop movements matter much when the Ferelden rebellion is over.
Oh, I can explain that one, can I, Barack?
Sure thing, Bill. You're on a roll today.
So while they are not at war actively, many Ferelden nobles, most notably Loghain, are looking for any opportunity to feud and have some get back over the occupation, so these documents could be one component towards the actual invasion of Orlais. Though obviously a all-out war would not go their way, and everyone knows that, but if they attack for purposes of revenge and to weaken the country, then they could be very successful.
Right on the money, good shit, Bill. And since we already have one war coming in with the Blight, we really don't need two.
Well, time to grab a boat and head for the Storm Coast for the first time in this series, but nowhere near the last.
I'm not sure if this is the Storm Coast, Joe, but it would make sense since the only direction we have is that Marjeline is heading for the Waking Sea.
Looks like we on a boat, boys.
There's these two clowns. Time to show them we mean business.
Love the confidence, Joe.
Bill, spin that shit.
Wait, what?
Love my wife who beaten and bloody. Now it's time to buy and blast, buddy. Love my wife who beaten and bloody. Now it's time for the buy and blast, buddy. You're afraid, I can smell it. Price of revenge, I can sell it. You're afraid, I can smell it. Price of revenge, I can sell it. You're afraid, I can smell it. Price of revenge, I can sell it. That's a buy and blast, buddy. Archers, rhinos, mages, dragons, it don't matter, my boys got the passion. Shoot them with the arrows true. Last one coming straight for you. Buddy thought I'm done for good, but I came back shooting in his hood. When you're afraid, you send a card, but when I'm pissed, I'd go in hard. Stalkers, killers, demons, God, they're all gonna fall from the presidential squad. Obama, Clinton, and George Bush, we're not falling for the ambush. Obama drops important lore, yet he's a nerd straight to his core. Bill woke me up from my slumber when he said age is just a number. George was a dice, he is confused, but he wants revenge for the abused. Then there's Donald, he ain't here, and for that we pour a beer. We will do this for my girl, Leliana, she's such a pearl. Torture, beaten, and survive, even if it's a bit contrived. Just like me, she's not alone, a group that helps her to atone. Let's sound out, boys. First there's Sketch, a runner and mage, flinging heels, he's all the rage. Then there's Tug, a loudmouth tank, a death that made my boy's heart sank. Then there's this dude, Human Sand, he's got the same look as everyone. Final bro is Bonnie Lamb, got much loot, he is a gem. Be it a buy and blast, be it a buy and blast. Be it a buy and blast, be it a buy and blast. You left my wife who beaten and bloody. Now it's time to buy and blast, buddy. You left my wife who beaten and bloody. Now it's time to buy and blast, buddy. You're afraid, I can smell it. Price of revenge, I can sell it. You're afraid, I can smell it. Price of revenge, I can sell it. You're afraid, I can smell it. Price of revenge, I can sell it. It's a buy and blast, buddy. Archers, rhinos, mages, dragons, it don't matter, my boy got the passion. Shoot them with the arrows true. Last one coming straight for you. Buddy thought I'm done for good, but I came back shooting in his hood. When you're afraid, you send a guard, but when I'm pissed, I'd go in hard. Stalkers, killers, demons, God, they're all gonna fall from the presidential squad. Obama, Clinton, and George Bush, we're not falling for the ambush.
Damn Joe, that was straight fire.
Bars.
Yeah, me and Joe cooked up a montage song with our editor before I arrived, just had to lay down the beat in Lincoln's room before I came in today.
Well, now that I've put the fear of God in both these two and cleared the grunts, it's time for the final fight.
Fun fact, that map we were just on and this one in the bridge are both used in Dragon Age. Awakening the former is used in a few random map encounters, and this one here is used in side quests.
Oh yeah, I remember that side quest. It's really fun. One of the better ones in Awakening.
Oh, holy shit, boys, it's the Origin Dragon itself. We're cooked.
The what?
Well, this game is called Dragon Age, and this is the first dragon we see, so it's the Origin Dragon or some shit, right?
No, George, the game is called Dragon Age because that is the current age we are in. Basically every 100 years. The Divine, aka this setting's version of the Pope, names the next age as the expectation of things to come. The Divine names the current age the Dragon Age because of a high dragon rampaging through the streets of Orles after dragons were thought to be extinct before this moment.
Yeah, you noob, and it's called Origins because it's the first game in the series and because this game's main character can have 6 playable origins that greatly impact the story.
Oh, hey, kind of like D&D backstories, then that's kind of cool, I guess. I still like my headcanon better, though.
Big facts, also. I hate this dragon. It has the same annoying-ass mechanics as the Tide Crawler, where it flies up and becomes untargetable to stall the fight.
Well, either way, you took care of it, Joe. Good shit, final boss time.
Hey, buddy, that's no way to talk to a lady bro. Needs some manners.
I'm going to take my time with this guy, boys. It's not even about the boss counter anymore. This shit is personal.
Well, once you do take care of this guy, Joe, you will be officially ahead in boss kills, even getting past Donald. So good job, man.
Thanks, Barry. I know it's only by one, though. And you both have the Dalish questline to get through. So I'm sure that will rack up plenty of bosses to the counter. Can't believe there is only one boss in this whole expansion I could have soared. There were 2 or 3 in this.
So what are you boys talking about with these boss counters anyway?
Oh, right, that's fair. It has been a few episodes since we brought it up. A refresher can't hurt. Basically, George, all 3 of the boys have different opinions on which Dragon Age game is the best. So we are settling it by seeing which of us can kill the most bosses like the one you see here. Right now I'm at 9, Donald's at 10, and Joe, once he beats this guy, will be at 11. Whoever wins gets to have the other 2 presidents admit their game is the best. I say Origins is the best, Joe says Dragon Age 2 is the best, and Donald says Inquisition is the best.
Oh shit, I like that. Is there a 4th game I could pick and represent Obama?
Well, there's Veilguard coming out this year, but it's not out yet.
Oh shit, Veilguard, let me look this shit up.
Well, if George wants to represent Veilguard, Bill, do you want to represent a game too?
No, I'm good. I'm Team Obama. I helped write the game, and Origins is the best anyway.
Base Bill strikes again.
Hey Barry, you were wrong. Veilguard is out. You just got to know where to look. See, I found it available here on eBay.
George, that's clearly a scam. It's just an Xbox case with the Veilguard logo printed on it. Also, the game is going to be $70, not $5,000.
Now you're just too poor to get it early, Obama. I'll have to dip into the oil fund for this one, but it will be worth it so I can rep a brand new game for the viewers adding to cart. Now let's go.
All right, George, enjoy your game, I guess. You'll probably have a better time than I am here. John Humanson got clapped up twice, and this commander dude does so much damn damage. I'm having to do running in circles simulator just to stay relevant in this fight. It doesn't help I had no potions either. This fight is crazy on Nightmare.
Skill issue, honestly, if you pick dual wield rogue, bro, would have already been packed up by now.
You might be right, Bill, but this boss fight is a pretty high steep in difficulty. Still, you have one more bomb to finish him off, Joe. You got this.
Yeah, even though this dude tears through my team in like 3 hits, this Dragon Age 2 soundtrack gives me strength, and I'm going to finish this off with an arrow to the dick, like I promised.
I don't remember you promising that, but either way, good shit, Joe, you avenged my boy Tug.
Bro is not aware of how screwed he is right now.
My girl doesn't have to get her hands dirty with this scumbag.
Oh shit, it's time for John Humanson to come in with the steel chair out of nowhere.
I won't kill you. I'm not that selfish.
I love how casual he is with that. That's tough, can't lie. And we will never see him again after this.
So like this is the part where we take her outright. There's no one guarding her and she's unarmed. Let's do this.
As much as I want to see some French cat fighting going on here to end out my day, unfortunately, George, we don't get that option.
What kind of railroading is it? She betrayed us. We did a whole song about revenge and we're not going to kick her ass here.
Unfortunately, yeah, George, she has to survive because we confront her again years later in the base game and have the option to kill her. If we killed her right now, it would screw with the timeline. Though I agree, that is kind of railroady.
You two just aren't aware of the bigger picture. She doesn't want to kill her because of what Marjolaine says here. She says that they are the same. And if she didn't betray her first, Leliana would have done the same to her. Leliana knows. That's not true. But the only way to prove she is different from Marjolaine is to walk away and let her go. Start a new life where she is a better person than she once was.
That's actually really profound, Joe. Good shit.
Damn, that was some high-quality Harvard-level yapping, Joe. I can see the power of pure horniness has caused you to have a PhD, and Redhead Bard's very impressive.
That's one way to look at it, George. Here we have Marjolaine about to enter her full power gaslighting phase. It isn't out of hand yet, but just give it a few years to marinate.
So Marjolaine views Bard Masters like they are all Sith Lords or something. Either the apprentice betrays the master, or the master kills the apprentice first.
Honestly, given BioWare's love of the Star Wars series, I can see that also up ahead, George. This is where that poor box came full circle.
Kind of a cheesy ending, but I kind of like it. I'd like to see y'all play more of these when I'm not teaching rodeo classes at the Texas YMCA.
I might pop back too. I have plenty more tracks I can lay down.
Honestly, I don't see why not. I think the main series will stay us three, but there's plenty more DLC that we have to go through. It will be good to have that extra distinction from the base episodes. Just please try couples therapy before our next special episode.
Yeah, hell no.
No promises. I have too many massage therapy sessions booked already, if you know what I mean.
Jesus Christ. All right, Joe, you want to close us out here?
Yeah, I got you, Barry. Viewers, thank you all so much for watching. This was something different we tried so that we can highlight how the DLC stories are told in their own separate narrative. We thought we would separate our own narrative in this playthrough. So let us know what you thought about it. If you made it this far, be sure to like and subscribe so that I can put out more dope tracks for you all too. I know we didn't ask a comment question this episode since we did everything different this time around. So just tell us what your overall thoughts about Leliana's song is down below. All right, I'm going to go replay this DLC a few times more with my dog collar and baby oil. So catch you all next time when we bring it back to Origins. Stay safe. Biden out.